In ancient Greece, women played vital roles in their societies. However, upon inspection of their daily lives, the contrast between Spartan women and Athenian women is clear.
Athenian women lived under very strict rules, only being allowed to leave the house when accompanied by a man or slave and while wearing conservative clothing that only revealed their eyes. Spartan women, however, were able to come and go whenever they pleased, as well as wear their traditional short dresses.
Women held no rights in political and military place. All of that work was done by the Kyrios or the masters of the women. This role was taken on by either male family members or the husband.
Women in ancient Greece were counted as citizens legally, and despite not being able to vote, were protected by the legal system. In Athens, a woman's independence was greatly restricted due to the paternalistic nature of the society, which arose from the Athenian democracy placed in independent male hands. Because of this, women were not in the public sphere, which limited opportunities to commit crime.
In Sparta, women had more political power and were able to stand alongside men. Unlike Athenians, Spartan women were allowed to own property. Also, when men went off to fight in war, the women would take over their responsibilities.
Women were extremely wealthy in Sparta. Two-fifths of all property was directly owned by women. In addition to owning property, they would buy non-essential items such as racehorses.
Spartan women were not only more powerful in the political world, but in society as well. Along with being able to purchase non-essential items, they were also given the right to public education.
Sparta was the only Greek city that provided a public education for its girls. Spartan girls studied philosophy, poetry, and Greek myths. At the end of 7th century BCE, choral lyrics were composed and performed by Spartan girls.
For the Athenian women, education was fairly different. Although they were given some education, it didn't extend beyond elementary. They were taught in the home, as it wasn't proper for them to leave their home, and were taught things about the home, such as how to take proper care of it, as well as their families. For Athenian women, it was very important that you gave birth to a healthy male child, as they would be the ones governing society. And it was especially important that the child came from your husband. If there was any suspicion that a child was born from a different male in the society, a woman could lose all status. This is a reason why Athenian women were not allowed to leave the house without company, because if she were to be raped or commit adultery, the family line would no longer be pure and they would be dishonored.
The importance of bearing male children in Spartan society can be explained by Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Spartan society was centered around safety and security, an undeniable trait in building a society. Spartans needed strong, healthy males to be able to fight and defend their territory in order for their city-state to progress.
In order to guarantee that the child born was healthy, the Spartan women needed to maintain their health. They raced, wrestled, and threw the discus and javelin on a regular basis in order to stay healthy and fit. They believed that, unlike Athenian women who stayed home to cook and knit, the slaves should do that, while the Spartan women should make their society stronger.
The ancient Olympic Games were only for male athletes. Married women could not even attend the Olympics for fear that they would pollute the sacred site.
In Sparta, girls participated naked in prenuptial foot races to attract the attention of potential husbands. In the education system, girls took part in such activities as javelin, discus throwing, foot races, and wrestling to become suitable for producing strong offspring at the benefit of the state. They trained with the boys but did not compete with them.
Traditionally, a woman's place was not in the public gymnasium, and certainly not in the competitive world of the stadium. Athenian women were expected to stay at home, where she could keep herself and the house clean and presentable.
In ancient Greece, women were required to stay in their house for a majority of the day. Her role in life was to tend to the home, her children, and her husband. Society believed the woman did not have any reason to leave the house, for a slave or husband could go instead. In American society today, women have the freedom to walk around on their own. There is no male authority figure to instruct them on how to act and dress, and they have their own rights to participate in any activities they want. With this being said, our society today has mostly been molded to be similar to that of Spartan life. Women have individual, political, educational, and social freedoms. However, like Athenian women, women are typically portrayed as the primary caregivers of the household and family.